Before I get started, I want to say welcome to my channel. This is a new channel, and this video is a film test for the channel. In this test video, I'm going to be cutting up this watermelon. While I cut up this watermelon, I'm going to talk about what this channel is going to be, what I want to get out of it, and what viewers can expect from it. So watch me cut up this watermelon while I try out some camera angles and talk about this new channel. I realized that camera angle wasn't very good, so I put the camera to my right, and now you can actually see me slicing off the watermelon rind. So really, all I've done here is I've sliced off a section of the rind to make a stable base for the watermelon to rest on while I shave off the rest of the watermelon rind. And that's all we're really doing here. We're just running our knife through the watermelon rind, shaving it off until we reach the inner portion of the fruit. I'm not going to talk too much about cutting up the watermelon. I think most of you know how to do that, and even if you don't, I genuinely believe that you have the requisite skill set required to figure it out without much guidance from me. I also think the risk for failure is so low that regardless of the outcome, you will persevere through the adversity. So we're not going to talk about this watermelon. Since we're not going to talk too much about the watermelon in this video, we're going to talk about this channel and its purpose. For the last few years, I've started feeling a little disillusioned with the kind of content being put out on YouTube, at least the type of content I usually consume. The things I used to really like about YouTube aren't really present in most of the material being uploaded anymore. YouTube used to have a homegrown sensibility to it. Content used to feel personal, and the people making it felt ordinary. It made the content feel relatable in a way that most of the content being produced today does not. When I look at the content that's being put on YouTube today, I feel like I'm watching material that's being curated by a room of talking heads that are telling me what to do, and advertisers that are trying to sell me something. In a lot of ways, what used to appeal to me about YouTube is no longer present on the platform, and my aim with this channel is to create more of the kind of content that I am wanting to see on this platform. If you're wondering why the test video for this channel is me cutting up a watermelon, it's because this is going to be a cooking channel. But we're going to do things a little differently here. We're not going to focus on recipes, ingredients, or equipment. We're going to focus on the techniques, sensibility, and creativity of cooking. I really want this channel to focus on bringing cooking back to its basics. One way I think we'll try to accomplish this task is by creating a series of videos where we use our skills, experience, and resourcefulness to cook things with ingredients we already have. I have some strong beliefs about where the world will be heading in the coming years, and one day maybe I'll talk about it. For now, I'll just say that one way I believe we can begin managing our expectations for the future and begin adjusting our lifestyles and habits to bring about sustainability is by changing our spending habits and relationship with food, buying less of it, wasting less of it, growing more of it ourselves, and by learning how to make great food with what we already have in the home and what is available seasonally and locally. Simplicity, creativity, resourcefulness. On a platform filled with talented cooks and food personalities bringing you recipes and specificity in the kitchen, I want to try a different, holistic approach that emphasizes a philosophy of simplicity and adaptability. Having said that, I will definitely be uploading some content focused on recipes, ingredients, and equipment because there are some recipes I just really want to share with other people. When I do put up recipe videos, I will try to make them as accessible and open to interpretation as possible, and I will try to curate recipes that do not require a lot of specialized equipment. I don't want what we do here to be about rigidly following structured steps or procedures, because in my experience, that just isn't how people cook, and I want this channel to be an honest representation of cooking in a home kitchen. There's a little bit more that I'd like to say about this, but before I do, we're going to talk a little bit more about this watermelon. At this point, I'm pretty satisfied with the amount of material I've removed. There's still a little bit of the white left on some areas of the melon, but I'm not really worried about it. It's going to taste fine, and even if it doesn't, creating balance in life helps make it appreciable. The pieces with a little bit of white on them, they're going to make the pieces without taste that much better. And that's why we're not going to worry about the whites. What I'm going to do now is process the inner portion by slicing off rounds, and then I'm going to cut those rounds into cubes. At this point, there really is no wrong way of slicing up your melon. You can do this however you want. We like the chunks, so we chunk it up, and that's how we do it. Just be a tactician, okay? Don't pick up pieces of watermelon and put them in the container with your hands. Pick up the board and slide all the pieces off at once. If you don't like chunks and if you think you'd prefer something else, I encourage you to experiment. There's nothing wrong with experimenting. My buddy Big D experimented in college and now he's a scientist. You see how that works? You experiment in college and then you become a scientist. So be like my friend, Big D, and don't be afraid to experiment. Cut up the melon however you see fit. I bet no matter what, at the end of the day, you'll end up with a fresh, tasty snack in the fridge. Getting back to the kind of channel I want this to be, I want to make videos that will help people cook the way they actually cook. I think I'm a pretty good cook and know a lot that's worth sharing, but I'm not a professional, and I want the content here to reflect that. I don't want this to be a highly produced internet cooking show that features heavily on recipes of the week, the best or only ways of accomplishing tasks, or the latest in culinary trends. I want this channel to be a reflection of practical, real life, everyday cooking that people can apply to their lives and in their own kitchens. I don't really have much of a plan for how I intend to go about this. I'm just going to film myself working in the kitchen and talking about the stuff I want to talk about while I do it. I'll talk about what I'm doing as I'm doing it. I'll eat a piece of watermelon, and I'll talk about some other stuff too. I'll just talk about whatever I feel like talking about, and we'll see where that leads us. And then I'll eat a piece of watermelon. We're also going to occasionally focus this channel on the learning experience of creating video content. So, while I finish off cutting up this watermelon, I'm going to talk a little more about the creative process I foresee for this channel. For this video, and all the footage I've shot for other videos so far, the footage has been shot without a script or plan. It's just me setting up the camera and shooting footage of my cooking. I guarantee you the footage will at times be awkward, amateurish, and always unrehearsed, but acknowledging how imperfectly we do things here will be part of the fun. I haven't done a lot of video editing, filming, or recording in my life, and I think there will be value in talking about the creative process, so we're going to talk about it. For this video's narration, I decided on my talking points and then wrote out a script. I thought writing out narration that conforms to the footage would be easiest, but as I am recording this audio, I'm beginning to think an improvisational approach might be best. Everything I've filmed so far, which at this time is about 7 videos worth of material, has been shot using my mobile phone and a universal tripod I bought a few years ago. For recording audio, I am using a relatively low-cost microphone I bought from Best Buy specifically for this project. For anyone curious about my editing software, I am currently using the free version of Clipchamp, and so far it seems alright. If at some point I change software, I'll let you know. The challenges I encountered making this video were mostly figuring out how to paste the narration and narration content to match the material I shot. That's why I think for my next few videos I'm going to try improvisational narration that conforms to loosely structured talking points. So to summarize, this channel is going to be a cooking channel that emphasizes a holistic approach to cooking. We're going to try and create content that signals a return to the basics of online media and cooking. We're going to create a positive space. We're going to engage socially, and we're going to have fun along the way. I want this channel to be a relaxed, happy, and positive place, so the content is going to reflect that. We're going to make chill videos, and we're not going to worry about success or failure or precision. We're just going to relax and have a good time doing it. This channel is really for me, but also for the people in my personal life to have some accessibility to the foods that I make. Everyone else is welcome to join us and participate. This channel is for anyone that wants to engage with an older style of YouTube content, who just wants to fumble watermelon, and for anyone that is interested in realistic home cooking, or simply anyone who wants to learn how to cook. I'm going to continue with this channel for as long as I am having fun and have the time to continue making videos. When it stops being fun, or I just don't have the time to do it anymore, I'm going to stop making videos, and that will be the end of the channel. But we're going to have a really good time along the way. Thanks for watching. I hope you stick around for future videos.